Live, it says we are live. Good afternoon, everybody. It is Thursday, April 9th, and this is the Motivation Manifesto Mastermind Discussion Group with yours truly and friends. So, we are finishing up. Bob, do you want to kick it off today, or where are we at? Or David, do you have a Cliff Notes? Or
What are you doing?
We're finishing up the chapter on integrity, and I believe if I know where we are, we were ready to jump into the 7 temptations.
Yes.
And
Page.
so I'm tempted to jump into the 7 temptations. We are live. Good afternoon, everybody. It is Thursday, April 9th, and this is the Motivation Manifesto. With truly and friends. So we are finishing up. Bob, do you want to kick it off today, or where are we at? David, do you have what's going on?
Do you want me to go read? I have a Cliff Note.
Up the chapter on integrity, and I believe if I know where we are, we were ready to jump into the 7 temptations.
Yes.
And
do you want me to?
I'm tempted to 7 temptations.
We got a serious echo coming through. Somebody seems to have 2 windows open.
Manifesto. So truly and friends. So we are. Bob, you gonna kick it off today, or where are we at? Do you have
I have a Cliff Note. Hold on a minute. I had 2 things open, I guess.
Well, somebody has 2 things open.
Okay, I just found out that I had 2. Okay, that was the.
It was David.
Wow.
I was wondering what was going on, and I looked. I said 2 tabs.
All right.
Yeah,
One noodle.
I have a Cliff Note for whatever. I have. You want what? You want the integrity?
Up to you guys. Well, we're starting, I believe, is the 7 temptations.
Well, you mean we shall amplify love?
No. Page 177, the 7 temptations. I believe that's where we are. We're partway through the chapter on integrity, and we said we were going to stop there and pick it up there, I believe.
Would you like my Cliff Note for this chapter?
Sure, go ahead. I mean, I'm okay with that.
Okay. Here I go. We shall not break our integrity. We compromise too easily when life becomes difficult. Most sacrifice individuality and integrity without a fight, although arrogance prevents the truth. Too many of us believe ourselves strong when a long gaze across our lives would cite a pattern of quitting or withdrawing too soon. Often when our loved ones needed us to be strong, or right when our dreams were just within reach. For convenience or the wide smile of popularity, we waffle on our word and give up to what we truly believe in. But there is a nobility to those who do not let needlessness or desperation compromise who they are. We must not follow any impulse to be weak or heartless. Instead, we must have a strong refusal to break, choosing that mighty lift of courage, that soaring commitment to love, that grand ascent to the realm of character that is congruent with our highest values. Freedom and victory belong to those who remain true and strong despite temptation. Aho.
Oh. Alrighty then.
So that's the synopsis of the chapter.
It's the whole chapter. So where do we want to begin here, folks? I think, as I said, we were ending on page 177 last time. Basically, all we must do is make integrity a lifelong practice. And then we're starting into the 7 temptations. In a stunning lack of self-knowledge, people are often surprised that certain circumstances cause them to react in ways that are beneath them. I can think of a few of those in my life. I still do it occasionally, although I'm getting better at it. And Larry, I hope you can hear us. As you can tell, Bob has dropped out too. So you and Bob can sort of play musical chairs here. He drops out, and then you drop out.
I had to take my laptop in. The one thing was working was webinars on air. Everything else on my laptop wasn't working. I'm using a backup.
Okay. Well, you can see, as I said, Bob is sort of bouncing in and out. Here he comes. So time for you to go, Larry.
You know what? This sort of reminds me of what Bob and or Ron and Steve
Steve.
were doing last night, where he wrote down the one word and then broke down what the reaction could be to it.
I agree.
Remind me, Chris. I've forgotten. What was the one word?
Well, they wrote down cheating as the
Oh,
word.
yeah. That's in. That was an interesting exercise, isn't it? We all have these negative reactions.
So what if you wrote down impatience? Then you could have a whole reaction of what the reactions would be to the word impatience.
I get apprehensive when someone's impatient around me, and I don't know why. I don't know where it comes from.
My biggest thing is stopping my reactions that sometimes, like you said, Len, want to jump out.
Yeah.
You know, and I realize, you know, I would say the last, I don't know, year and a half, 2 years, there's been stuff in my family that's bugged me for, I don't know, 45 years or more, and it's doesn't matter.
What in your family?
Stuff has bugged me in my family for 45 years with siblings and stuff, and it's none of my business and doesn't matter. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
And why should I let it? I've wasted all this time letting that bother me.
I get impatient with technology that doesn't work.
Yeah. Me too today.
Yeah, I've learned pretty much to let go of other people's things they do, but like this, what I have here, this problem I have with Google Hangouts, that does get to me. I have to admit that. Frustrating.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I was sitting here today on the Lunch with Len webinar. I was really frustrated because I couldn't understand half of what anybody was saying, and I saw in the chat that other people were having problems and issues with the sound quality, and I was feeling a lot of tension at that point.
Right.
And I was trying to get my mind around it and say, okay, Len, this is not your fault. You're not responsible. It is what it is. Go with the flow.
Yeah.
But I still felt tension.
Yeah. Yep, I do too. Yep. Yeah, I couldn't really. I could hear him. I could hear the fellow okay, but yours was real scratchy.
Yeah. Don't know why. I mean, obviously it's not right now.
Yeah.
And the temptation is to stop and start, you know, just drop the hay knot and start all over again. But then I don't know if we can do that or not. I've been told we can't.
Yeah. Now what I did right here this time, Len, I restarted my computer, and I turned the only thing that I have running right now is this Hangout.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it'll work. I'll see. Maybe I'll see if it goes through. We'll see if this works or not.
Well, that's what I do basically. Right
Yeah.
now, I have absolutely nothing else open, nothing. And what I found now, I don't even have Facebook open, so nobody can message me and tell me they can't get in. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, me either. Nothing. Just maybe it'll work. So that's interesting. Everybody has a different take on these temptations about impatience, because it affects us all in different ways, like what Larry said and what we just said with technology. Does anybody else have any other takes on impatience, how that affects them?
I don't know. I've gotten pretty good with impatience.
Well, that's one of us.
There you are.
And I'm not saying that I don't sometimes want to lose patience, but I'm getting much better.
Well, like for me, it seems I'm very, very patient with people. I'm very, I can give them the lot of the benefit of the doubt. I'm very, very gracious. But when it comes to me, on me getting kind of, I'm patient on that. I'm not getting enough results done. I'm not accomplishing what I set out to do quickly enough. You know,
Yeah.
I'm more hard on myself than that, but a lot of people don't really see that, and that becomes defeating over time.
Yeah, that's true. I'm the same way a lot of times too. You feel like you should be doing more. So we're probably more hard on ourselves than we are on other people.
Isn't that sort of part of being an entrepreneur, though? I mean,
Yeah.
entrepreneurs are chargers. It's like we want to get things done. We want to see results. We want to hit goals. We want to accomplish things.
Well, it's like it gets to the point where I'm working. I drive myself so hard that when I do take the time off, I feel guilty for taking the time to get back in balance and
Well, there's one way to overcome that, David. Just don't take any time off.
right.
I saw a billboard down here in Mexico a couple of years ago. It has always stuck with me. It had a picture of a woman sitting on a chair on the beach. And the caption was, "Any time you enjoy is not wasted time."
Okay.
We need to give ourselves space to take care of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I really enjoyed the time with my granddaughter yesterday. We had so much fun at the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Any time with grandkids is not a wasted time.
I agree.
But like you, David, I'm pretty patient with other people. I have some impatience with myself, and I still have a couple people in my life, my immediate family, that really can hit my buttons. And my daughter is one of them. It's like she can set me off.
Hi, Jackson.
Huh?
Jackson's here.
He is. Where's he at?
He's over in the chat.
Well, get your butt over here, buddy. See, I'm getting the message. I don't have any clothes on. Oh, no, it's Larry Ryan. See if we can get him across. I'm clicking on you, Jackson, trying to bring you across.
Tell them to click on that link.
Yeah.
The chat.
Here, I'll give you a link in the chat here, buddy. Here we go. Here we go. There's a link in the chat. Coming up.
Debbie, we're surrounded by good-looking men, I'll tell you.
Yeah, she actually went into the other room. She's getting some food for her cat.
Oh, did she come with a cat too?
She came with the cat. Yep.
How do the dogs like that?
Debbie came with her cat. She came with her cat and the clothes on her back and the cat.
How do the dogs like the cat?
Yeah, my dogs are fine with the cat. Her cat's still a little freaked out, so a little scared still.
It's probably the other cats that have a problem with it.
Because I have two cats myself, and they're two female cats, and they hate each other. So then you add another female cat to the mix, so it's like three cats now. But they haven't had any fights yet, so. If I gotta close the door here. Microwave's gonna be coming in.
I want you to know my copy that I sent to my pastor in Nigeria. It got to him. We were so surprised, or I was, his address is down the railway lines, turn left at the IBO and over at the church,
What did you send, Chris?
The manifesto.
Oh, you did? Okay, wonderful. Interesting.
He's
Oh,
a
that's
pastor.
fantastic.
Interesting.
That is a very, very common address in lots of places in the world, Chris. Street addresses don't exist in a lot of countries.
Yeah, the post office lady said, well, that isn't the weirdest one I've seen.
Yeah. Across the street, down the road, third house on the right, next to the gray brick building. It's believe me. All right.
Anyway, now he wants me to start helping him develop his goals and vision, and how does he get that?
Interesting.
That is a very, very common address in lots of places in the world.
Yeah, the post office lady said, well, that isn't the weirdest one I've seen.
Yeah.
Jackson, you've got 2 open.
Across the street, down the road, third house on the right, next to the gray brick building. It's.
You were getting yellow.
Anyway, now he wants me to start helping him develop his goals and vision, and
Jackson, you got two windows open, buddy.
That is a very common address in lots of places in the world.
Yeah, the post office lady said, well, that isn't the weirdest one I've seen.
Yeah.
Jackson, you've got 2 open.
Across the street, down the road, third house on the right, next to the gray brick building. It's.
You were getting.
Whoops. Jackson left.
I think he closed the wrong window.
Close the wrong window.
Shall we move on to the temptation of disappointment?
Yes.
Yes, disappointment. That's a good one.
It's a pretty interesting one. It's the entrepreneur whose first attempts ended failure, so he decides to go back to a joyless job for a better sense of security. They quit. That's pretty powerful for us guys and girls.
Hi, Jackson.
Hey, he's back again.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I feel sorry for you.
Hey.
Looking good, though. Nice hat.
Hey, how's everybody doing? You guys in here talking about cats and dogs and Bobs and Debbies and all kinds of stuff. I was listening.
We lost Bob.
Ah! There we go, Larry. We need a picture.
The incredible
Wait till
Bob
you guys-
Bob.
Wait till you,
USA football hat.
I like that. Wait till you see Christy's hat. All I can say is she rivals the cat in the hat.
We're talking about hats.
Well, I really like this disappointment one, because it says here that
There you
if
go.
we have disappointment, it means we're doing something.
Hard-headed.
David, there we go. Now that's a hat.
That's a hard hat.
That's a hard hat. You feel safe with that one on.
Yeah, I don't want to be disappointed.
Oh, we need a picture of that. Hey, I would have been here earlier, guys. I apologize, but I just got off of a 2-hour texting. What'd you call it? Pitch, I guess. Not really a pitch, but yeah, some 2 hours because she was driving in a car. Actually, she wasn't driving. Her husband was driving, and they're all the way across the pond in the UK, and so she wanted to do it via text because she wanted to talk about lead generation systems and stuff. So, but it was really good. I think she's going to go ahead and get on board. But have you ever done a 2-hour texting pitch close? Yeah. Well,
Was it on your phone or was it on the laptop?
laptop better than phone, I think.
Yeah,
Well, actually, I could have talked into the phone, so that would have been actually better. But no, I had to do it all text, and it's like, but it was fun. It was great. I mean, think about it. Somebody gets into your mastery deal. You're sitting there texting. Maybe you're on there for 2 hours. they get in your business, that's $1,200 a year. That's worth 2 hours of texting. I'll do that every single day. Do you guys know if you get one person in, and I always go, well, one person a day, but I think it's feasible to do. But just let's look at the numbers. Let's say we only did a quarter of that. If you got one person a day in your MLSP business, it's like $43,000 a month, or no, it's 35 something, 35.9 a month, and almost $500,000 a year. I'll do that all day long. Just saying. Sorry.
Okay, so we go back to disappointment.
Oh, what's that? I love your hair today, Chris. You're looking hot.
Wow. Meow.
Hey, here goes Bobby again.
Back.
Okay, so what I said was I really like this thing on disappointment.
Where are you at, Chris?
On 180.
Okay.
But it says disappointment really isn't the problem. If you're doing something, you should have some disappointment. The problem with disappointment is when people start feeling it, then they quit instead of working through it.
Well, so far I get two. I get two of the first two. I've got the impatience and the disappointment. So I'm 2 right now.
Man, I'm disappointed with your patience, Bob. So I'm in.
What's patience? I don't have any patience.
See?
Only with Google Hangout. That's all. Other than that, I'm fine. Life is not bad. It's just whenever I come into Google Hangouts, it does this to me.
I like the clouds on your ceiling, man.
It's like that. That's cool, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
Does Debbie like it?
You like the clouds, Debbie?
Absolutely.
Say hi to Jackson. Jackson's there.
Hi, Jackson.
Hi, I was just trying to start cheap conversation.
There she is.
Hey.
You know me.
We're veering off the topic here. We're talking about our disappointments, and Jackson brightens up. He brightens up by talking about the beautiful sky I have in my bedroom. Is there behind you? Is there somebody behind you? Is there a person behind us?
Clouds. So.
I think there's a ghost. I think there's a ghost behind us. Let me know if you see anybody behind us.
Not until I see what they do.
That's scary.
Yeah, it is, huh? So
I
then,
like that, but let's get on back on topic.
Yes, ma'am.
we want to continue on with disappointment. Obviously, we have more to say about disappointment. Who has something else they want to chime in? Let's listen.
Yeah. For me, there's nobody been harder on me with disappointment than me, and stuff.
In what case?
We've all beat ourselves up over and done stupid stuff over to make things worse. You know.
So again, and you talking about yourself, that you're disappointed with your own actions?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, for the longest time, I always thought I should be farther along. You know, look at this person, they were in less time than me. I should be farther along, and I was way disappointed in that.
Yeah.
And it's gonna do nothing but beat myself up, which is useless.
How does that differ with impatience?
Well, to me, I think impatience is something that's going to get you mad at somebody else.
Okay.
My impatience was towards family members, or sometimes people I used to work with.
Okay.
To me, was my impatience, and letting their actions, or even stuff I thought were their actions, that may not have even been their actions, get me mad.
Mm-hmm.
I like what you said, Bob. That's good. I love that, Larry. That's because we need to say that to ourselves. I think to keep ourselves in check. But I like that. I like the what Chris read there is that you should have some disappointment because it means you're doing something.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, as he points out here, that's one of the things that drives a lot of people in our business to quit. They get disappointed with their early results and they just quit. And they contribute to the so-called failure rate.
Yeah.
Well,
We
we
don't
have
have a high failure rate in this.
analytics.
We don't have a high failure rate in this business. We have a high dropout rate.
Why do you think that is, Lynn?
Well, because people have false expectations. They come in uninitiated. The initial conditions are just all wrong. They expect to make money quick.
Why do you think that is?
Well, because there's a lot of people out there selling that. There's just sign up here and you're going to make $10,000 a month. You know, there's a lot of people selling that concept out there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And if you look in the Facebook groups, you see this all the time. People advertising, "I want a home-based business, but I don't want to have to sell anything, talk to anybody, or leave my house. I don't want to do home parties, and I don't want to go to coffee shops. What do you have for me? Oh, and I don't have any money either." No.
Yeah, I agree.
That's pretty much setting yourself up for disappointment.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's funny. It's funny. I'm so glad you said that, Lynn. That's really cool because that conversation that I had today, you guys, it was incredible. It was incredible. It really was. I have to share this one point. The reason that she contacted me, and the reason she contacted me is because one of my mentors, and I'm not going to name any names, but someone who's crushing it, turned her off. Turned her off. She felt like a piece of meat. She felt like she was being sold. What I've been doing is I've been applying the principles that we learn and why we gather in places like this to learn about, motivating techniques and things of that nature, like, with Bob and Lynn and that's all I've been applying, just talking to her about her family. In that whole 2 hours, you guys, I never once mentioned the name of the program. Not once. And basically, I let her talk. It's kind of cool. Chat's actually kind of powerful as far as that goes. It also can be a double-edged sword. But my point is this: she was disappointed because she felt like that person talked to her as, and it was just a mistake on their part, and that's what I told her. But talked to her like, she said after they were done typing, she says, "Did you contact me with the sole intention of pitching me about this today?" And so then they had a falling out. It was very, very interesting that there's so much power in just what we're all doing right now. There's so much power in getting around and wrapping your mind around not only how, like what Larry was saying, he's doing some self-inventory. He's like, I'm no one's disappointed with me as much as I am because, I'm not going as fast as X, Y, Z, or all this different thinking. So this gets in and unclutters your thinking, and that uncluttering is going to lead to profitability. Because when you actually take it into the marketplace and you apply corrective thinking, and you realize that you're talking to yourself. You're talking to yourself. The other person that you're talking to is just like you, is just like me. They're looking for the same thing. They want the freedom. They want a home. They want it, but they want it on. They want it in this, but yet, like what Lynn was talking about, and why is that like that? Because people are giving people false intentions. Because the marketplace gives people unrealistic expectations. Do you know what a humongous opportunity it is to have correct thinking in a whole world of a bunch of crap? You shine like a golden orb. So being in place like this, keeping your mind correct, like that's why I like being here and like reading, this Motivation Manifesto too, is because when you're thinking correctly and you're approaching people like they're people, and they know it, they know what it is. Just be real. We hear it all the time. But man, the power in being correct, and the opportunity in being correct, thinking correctly. In a marketplace that really is starving to death for help, but at the same time, they're cloaking themselves because they're not stupid. You know what she said to me? She goes, Jackson, I'm not stupid. So what did that person make her feel? That person made her feel like she was stupid. That was not his or her intention, but that's what happened. Not the right thinking. Even the best of us make mistakes. That's why this is so critical. So I have to go with you know, that I think that what really strikes me about that simple, not so simple thing you read, Chris, is that, you know, disappointment is what teaches us and gives us the golden nuggets to be able to penetrate and actually help people's lives. Pretty cool stuff. That's all I had.
We're waiting for more. Cool. No, I agree completely. That's right. That's right.
Pretty cool stuff.
And we have to learn from those disappointments. And so, what can I learn here that will help me alter my approach? Bottom of page 180. That's the question that Brendan asks when we feel disappointment. Bob, hello, Bob.
Hello. Hello.
The incredible bouncing Bob.
So anyway, another thing that occurs to me is that sometimes I make disappointment a problem, which means that I see something I'm working on that there's a problem there, and then I go off and I look for another solution. I'm a solution oriented, so I go looking for a solution, and what happens is going after that solution is really ends up derailing me from getting the job done and following through on the commitment that I've made, because I saw it as something wasn't right and I needed to solve it. And this is, I think, what we run into every day with our technology. You know, we run into things and we can easily get distracted, and it takes us off of where we're heading, and you know, and accomplishing the vision that we're set out to get done. And so I see that, and like, for example, like I made a commitment back in August of last year to do a certain, you know, thing for my primary company, and then I saw a problem, and I went off and I tried to come up with a different solution to another income stream, but it took, you know, I lost, almost 4 or 5 months working that path, or within I ended up having to recommit at the end of the year to go back on point to realizing that my decision was true. And that was because of a disappointment in some shape or form. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that I couldn't bring that across. Yeah. And that was a very, very costly. It cost me time and money and energy in the process.
So if I understand what you're saying that just because we're disappointed in an outcome doesn't mean we change directions and go off in a completely new direction.
Right.
We learn from the disappointment.
I think
keep going.
We need to make sure we test it properly. Is their disappointment true or not? And if it is true, then we can go off a different path. But if it's not true, then we need to really look at that. Say, well, okay, if we don't believe it's true, test it, disprove it, and then get back on point.
And what we're really saying is that the results we're experiencing are because of the actions we're taking.
Right.
So if we want different results, we're going to make a change. So Brendan asks, are we a disappointed failure or a learning achiever? Do we learn from our disappointments and go on to achieve? All right, don't everybody talk at once. All right.
We're supposed to use it as a learning tool
Yeah.
Let ourselves feel the disappointment, but then be looking for the solution behind the disappointment.
Yep, that's good, Chris. That's right. You always got to be looking for the solution.
Yeah, well, I knows that for me, sometimes I keep on layering on the disappointment to a point where you get to this point where you're at this low, then you finally say, "What's wrong with the picture?" And then you question it, and then you get yourself going. But that's the wrong time to do it. You need to cut that short and be able to move forward a lot more quickly than that, and because you just end up spending a lot of time and energy into that disappointment instead of going off and ascending towards your vision. And I think that's really what he's trying to bring across here is we need to use it as a way to, if we have it, that's okay, but let's use it to get us to stand and take that reharness that energy to move us really powerfully to accomplish that vision, accomplish that result, accomplish what we're all after, and more importantly, who we're becoming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree. All right then.
Good stuff.
Are we ready to move on to desperation? Or are we seem to it feels like there's a lot of energy around disappointment right now, but I think it's dissipating.
I think we're ready to move on.
Well, then let's move on. Desperation. Yeah, there's a big one. When we're desperate men do desperate things. I assume desperate women do desperate things too, but I don't know that.
No.
The quote has always been about desperate men.
Women do nothing.
Pardon?
Women do nothing wrong. You're not married, are you, Lynn?
Well, I have been.
Okay, well then you know. Women do nothing wrong.
I have two wives. One that traded me in on a different model, and one that went to heaven. So.
The best one went to heaven.
That's right. She was a good one.
Amen.
Yeah. Don't take me down. You don't want to go down that rabbit hole with me. She's been gone for 10 years, and I still miss her.
Oh, bless your heart. I know you do. I wouldn't know what to do without my love.
So I see Bob has joined us again. Bob, we're just about ready to jump into desperation. Desperate.
I was just going to comment on the last one we're talking about with the disappointment. It leads to desperation because then when we become disappointed, frustrated, then we become desperate because we want to achieve something. So then we try to overdo things. We complicate and make things even worse. It's like getting stuck in the snow. I don't know if you guys have ever driven in the snow and your tires get stuck and then you keep going more and more, you go deeper and deeper in the hole.
That's only from San Diego. Oh,
well,
you're from Buffalo. Oh my God.
We can use sand here.
Some of us grew up driving in snow.
Amen.
It's like that way. You try too hard, and then you just get further and further in the hole with desperation.
I agree, but I think desperation can come from other things. Like, I thought I had income for 5 years from the sale of the flight school, and 2 years into that 5 years, I was hit with a lawsuit that just wiped me out completely and totally. Absolutely, totally financially decimated. And there's a couple of different ways to react to that, and one of them is out of desperation to do things that are really bad ideas, which fortunately I didn't do. But I think desperation can come from external sources that you didn't really have any control over. Mm-hmm. Getting hit with a lawsuit, for example, that you predicted, never expected.
Well, I think you're saying the same thing, though, Lynn. Yeah. I mean, you and Bob, because I mean, trouble will find you, life will find you, but I mean, certainly that lawsuit was a disappointment. So that could, things that come at us that we don't expect, wherever it comes from, I think disappointment. I think I have to agree. I'm just saying I agree with you both.
It's,
It's
life.
I think it's a disappointment, but that disappointment can lead to desperation if you let it.
If you allow it, right? You don't have to go there.
That's what I'm saying.
Good point. If you allow.
Yeah. You could say, okay, I need money real bad, so I'm going to go down and rob a bank and blame desperation for that. But you don't have to do those sort of things. It's how we respond to those acts.
Right. And so Brendan mentions the guy that's hungry who steals food.
Exactly. Right.
Well, it's hard to blame somebody who's hungry for stealing food, though, isn't it?
It is, especially if they're stealing the food for your family. If they have kids at home that are hungry, you can totally understand that. Totally understand that. But is it the right thing to do? I don't know. I'm not sitting here to judge, but these are things that it's life. We run into these things all the time. It's good to be aware of these things. That's all. But we should judge them. It's not. It's somebody higher than me that they can judge that, not myself.
No, I agree.
And on that point, the Bible actually does touch on that. It talks about, in the law, there was a less severe consequence in the Old Testament if you were caught stealing for food to feed yourself. So even it seems that even the ancient wisdom of creation, also has that same heart. Am I muted?
No.
Are you guys
No. We're thinking. No. I think we're thinking.
Yeah. It's deep stuff.
Yeah, somebody that's desperate enough to steal food for their family, it's hard to judge them. I mean, I wouldn't judge them. But I shouldn't judge anything anyway. It's none of my business.
Yeah, and that leaves me to do my stealing. I'm hungry. So I'm going to do some stealing. And you mind your business, Chris.
Okay.
If you see me at Walmart and I'm hustling in a half a pound of beef in my right pocket, just mind your business. Because I'm having hamburgers later.
Well, we're coming for hamburgers.
Yeah, we're coming for the hamburgers.
Oh, no. Okay.
What was that?
Oh, sorry. I got to mute up. It's the noisy clock in my house.
Larry caught a bird.
I thought a flock of birds just flew in.
Nah, just one.
I thought maybe you'd join Clive and have a new parrot.
No.
All right. Well, this is fun. So we're already at 1 o'clock, folks, and we've only gotten through the first two temptations. Do we want to keep going today, or do we want to just save some for next week and just pick up with temptations next week again?
The 3 temptations, right?
We're on the
There's
third.
7 of them.
We're on the third one. There's 7. There's 4 more to go.
I've got to get going, so if you want to pick up next week, that's fine with me.
Well, it seems like there's a lot of energy in these temptations, a lot to talk about. So my vote would be to just keep going. And I mean, not today. It's just we'll call it a day today. It's 1 o'clock, and we'll pick it up next week with the we'll just pick right up in finish desperation and move on.
I agree.
Okay.
I like that.
We have a forum, and since Bob isn't here to vote, we'll vote for Bob.
He's outvoted anyway. Even with Debbie, we got him.
All righty.
I think we should all wear a hat next week.
Okay, I'll bring mine. So.
Hey, listen, you guys. It's not a lot. It's just fun. $10.
Out with my hat.
Yeah, there you go. I love it. $10. Go on my page. It's a couple of deals down. Put a picture of your funny hat. Everybody's going to vote by Friday Night Live. Whoever gets the most likes is going to get a $10 PayPal or a gift card. So
What are we posted at Friday Night Live?
What are we doing?
Friday Night Live? Can we post it in there?
No, I'm going to do it live on Friday Night Live. I'll announce it and then I'll post it afterwards. Everybody will get it. But what I'm
Okay.
What do we do?
what it is you take a you take a picture of yourself. Judy Freud started this crap, so it's her fault. Actually, Bill, her husband, with his funny hat picture, and I thought, oh, so we're pulling out our funny hats. So I started this little competition. You put a picture of you wearing your funny hat on the page. You can put it in Friday Night Live, or you can put it on my page. Either one. And people will vote for it. We got another hat. Whoever has the most like votes for their hat will win $10, either in your PayPal or a Visa gift card, and you can put it towards your marketing budget.
There you go. I can run some more ads.
That's right. $10. Ah, that's not a hat. Wait a minute. I got to click on. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Holy moly.
So if you see a good-looking blonde in Mexico, keep going, fellas.
You're right.
No,
We're all too up, Len.
I'm just glad it's not the spider you found yesterday, Lynn. I thought that was on your head. Lynn finds, we're talking yesterday, Lynn finds this huge Mexican spider.
There's a spider just dropping right down next to me here, and it was a big one.
Yeah, you guys just saw it. He was wearing it on his head.
Let's hope it wasn't a brown recluse.
You know, I'm not sure it wasn't a recluse. I grabbed it, I caught it in the jar and took it out and threw it off the deck. I didn't really examine it carefully, but it looked like it could have been a recluse.
I would have stepped on it first before
Well, he was dangling from the ceiling, though. Stepping on it was not an option.
make it fair.
I like to spray them with hairspray.
I don't have any.
I don't kill anything unless it's crawling on me.
Yep,
I
caught it and took it outside. I try not to kill anything.
I didn't kill it. I just redid its hair. It just, it's perfect because you spray it and they go, and then you out the door. No, I don't. Listen, you guys, this is a lot of fun. But if you guys want to do the hat thing, let's see the pictures of the hats, and because there's going to be some crazy ones here, I think. I know for a fact. Wait till you see Christie's.
All right.
All right. Take care. I'm out of here, guys.
Going on.
Right.
So, Christian,
Twice?
Bye.